Welcome everyone to SmackDown Live, and we are on the road to Extreme Rules, just 2 weeks away now from Extreme Rules, and things are really starting to heat up here on the blue brand. Some matches already in place for Extreme Rules. Of course, we've known about those for quite a while. A couple of surprising things have happened so far, especially last week on SmackDown. Maybe they'll be addressed tonight. But we are going to start off tonight with the A-lister, The Miz. Obviously got something on his mind. Let's see what he has to say. As we all know, I am the A guy here on SmackDown Live. I am the A-lister for a reason. And I think recently I have been the best performer here on SmackDown. I've beaten some of the best superstars. I've beaten AJ Styles. I've beaten Seth Rollins. They are no match for The Miz. But one person really who has not been up to standard is US Champion Big E. Big E has been underperforming, and to be honest, he is an absolute joke. There is no way he should be holding that US Championship. And so too is Dean Ambrose, another person who, quite frankly, I don't understand how he is the number one contender for the US Championship. Yeah, he may have won a number one contendership match weeks ago, but since then, what has he done? He has been useless. They both have, and to be honest, I am better than them. And that's why I want to say to our general manager, Paige, that she needs to get out here right now, and she needs to make me the number one contender for the US Championship. She needs to put me in that match at Extreme Rules, not Dean Ambrose. He doesn't deserve that. It needs to be me. So Paige, come on out here and do the right thing. Well, Paige has certainly heard the call, and she is coming to the ring. It'll be interesting to see what she has to say. And to be honest, the Miz has got a point. But let's see what the general manager has to say. Whether she puts up with the Miz or shuts up the Miz. There's only one way to find out. You know, Miz, it's not very often that I actually agree with you on something, and it pains me to say it, but I agree with you. Big E is supposed to be one of our best superstars here on SmackDown Live, and as a nicer guy as Big E, sometimes in wrestling that just isn't enough. You have to put in the performances, and that he hasn't been putting in the performances I would expect of a US champion. And the same can be said for Dean Ambrose. Again, it pains me to say it, but I have to agree with you. Dean Ambrose and Big E just haven't been in good form. But I can't just hand you opportunities, Miz. I can't just put you in a title match. Yeah, you might have picked up a couple of wins, but there's plenty of other superstars who have picked up wins, and they're not running their mouth. So if you want in on that match at Extreme Rules, then you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to put in a performance that shows me you're worthy of challenging for that US title. So here's what I'm going to do. Tonight, you're going to be in a match, and you are going to face Dean Ambrose, our current number one contender for the US Championship. And here's what's going to happen. If you lose that match, Miz, then you get no opportunity. You're at the back of the line, and you just got to play and wait like everyone else. But if you beat Dean Ambrose, then I will not remove Dean Ambrose, because he earned his opportunity fair and square. He won that number one contendership match. But if you beat Dean Ambrose, then I will add you to the match at Extreme Rules, and it will become a triple threat match between you, Dean Ambrose, and Big E. So, if you've got what it takes, Miz, then you will beat Dean Ambrose tonight. I wish you good luck. Well, Paige coming out with a big challenge there to the Miz, and you have to say, you know, fair play to her. She has issued the challenge to the Miz, but rather than running his mouth, he has to put up or shut up. And if he can beat Dean Ambrose, then he will find himself with a title opportunity at Extreme Rules. But first, let's check in on tonight's other action. Our first match was supposed to be Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles, but as AJ was making his way to the ring, he was once again attacked by Jinder Mahal. Before the match even started, you can see the referee there managing to get Jinder away. But this attack before the match took place The referee checking on AJ Styles. AJ still wanted to continue, wanted the match to start. And that match did take place, although AJ unfortunately lost. We've got 8-man tag team action. New Day, Rhino and Heath Slater taking on Sanity and Jinder. Big E takes on Drew McIntyre. Tag team action. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James team up to place Ronda Rousey and Asuka. That Miz we talked about earlier. The Miz versus Dean Ambrose. So much on the line in that one. A 6-man tag team action, much like Raw yesterday. The Club and John Cena taking on the Bar and Samoa Joe. So Sami Zayn did go on to win that match with the aid of Jinder Mahal. The New Day pick up the win over Sanity. Sanity might have to keep their title aspirations quiet. Drew McIntyre picks up a win over Big E. That is a big win for Drew. Alexa Bliss picks up the win, gets the win over Ronda Rousey. She has not had the best start. And now it's time for that all-important match concerning the US Championship. So here he comes, the A-lister, accompanied by his beautiful wife Maurice, it has to be said. But this match, all important for The Miz tonight. And to be fair, one person who could feel aggrieved not to be in this position is Drew McIntyre. We saw moments ago that he picked up a win over the US champion, Big E. Really just proving The Miz's point even more. That is something you do not want to do with The Miz. You prove The Miz right and he will not stop talking about it. The Miz has landed himself a fine opportunity tonight. And he's got to take on this man, Dean Ambrose, who has got his work cut out for him, it has to be said. We've already discussed that Ambrose hasn't been in the best form as of late. But he's guaranteed his opportunity no matter what. Paige said if Ambrose loses tonight, he won't be removed from that match. Some might argue that he deserves to be. You know, if he's been this bad, why does he deserve an opportunity? Well, you've got to play it fair and square. He won his opportunity fair and square. So he's got to stay in the match. But that will make it an interesting bout for Extreme Rules Triple Threat. Of course, no one is safe. The champion doesn't have to lose his championship as this match gets underway. And Ambrose starts with a big scoop slam. You'd think Ambrose would be fired up by the Miz's words from earlier tonight, and from what Paige said. Excuse me, getting muddled over my words. What a takedown there by Dean Ambrose. But yeah, for Ambrose to hear that even his general manager agrees that he hasn't been performing as expected of late, then that'll fire him up. He'll want to put in a performance to prove that he's still the guy, and of course he'll want to beat The Miz because he won't want any extra men in that match. He'll want his better opportunity of picking up the US Championship as The Miz just chokes Ambrose down in the corner. The referee seemed to do nothing about it. But an even start so far, and The Miz going for an early cover. The referee, a little late to the count, only manages to get a count of 1. But yeah, Ambrose should be fired up. The Miz, what's he got in store here? Oh, running knee into the neck breaker. Really nice move there by The Miz. Now, it pains me to say these nice things about The Miz because he is not a likeable man. He is arrogant, he is cocky. And so far, to be fair, he said he said he beat AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. That was in the same match. That was in a tag team match. So, you know, it's not like he's beat these men one-on-one. To be fair, a big win for Sami Zayn as The Miz goes for his patent and clothesline in the corner, but Dean Ambrose able to avoid it. Now going to work on the legs of The Miz. But yeah, Sami Zayn picked up a big win over AJ Styles. AJ hasn't been fantastic in Universe Mode, has to be said, but Sami did get a massive helping hand from Jinder Mahal before the match. Of course, AJ definitely wouldn't have been 100% going into that one. Probably to his own detriment that he decided to carry on with the match. He could have quite easily called it off, and I don't think anyone would have blamed him. He saw his head bounce off the steel steps. His eyes probably rolling in the back of his head before the match even started. Probably couldn't even see. Maybe concussed as a running knee Then The Miz goes immediately into the cover, summing out nothing, but only a 1 count on this occasion. But this match been a fairly even contest. Ambrose certainly picked up his game, it looks like, so far. But we saw Ambrose, the results are the things that are going against him. He hasn't been that bad. We saw the match with Samoa Joe a couple of weeks ago. Ambrose more than hold his own. As Miz, here we go. Patented DDT, and I think Ambrose has been busted open as a result. Classic Miz move, and he goes for the cover again. The referee slow to the count. Gets the 2 count this time, but still not enough to put Ambrose away. But yeah, as we said, Ambrose more than held his own against Samoa Joe. Here we go. Skull-crushing finale. Right out of nothing. The Miz capitalising on Ambrose's, well, just general, I don't even know what the word is, just like grogginess. Let's go with that. But can't put him away. Maurice looks on in disbelief. She thought that was enough for her husband. But the Miz, he's got to do more than that. Ambrose made of stern stuff. And now just taunting to the crowd. He feels he's in control of this match. And probably deservedly so. Ambrose has been okay in this match, but Miz now starting to dominate. A nice facebuster. Here we go. Is it going to be a running knee again? No. Just a left hand straight to the temple. And just tosses Ambrose out of the ring. But yeah, as we said, Ambrose, it's the results that have gone against him. He's certainly one of the best stars we have on SmackDown, that's for sure. But he's just in a bit of a funk at the moment. He just can't seem to buy a win. And tonight, so far, it looks like it may be the same story. Many believed that Ambrose, after his performance against Samoa Joe, should certainly be in the mix for the WWE Championship, let alone the US Championship. But you've got to be consistent. You've got to get results. As Ambrose, here we go. Fisherman suplex. He holds it for the cover. The referee counts. Only a 1 count. Miz still very fresh. Fired up. He's probably got the adrenaline running through his veins. Now Maurice doing her bit to help out her husband. Distracting Dean Ambrose. And here we go. Miz once again looking for that DDT. Spikes the head. And Ambrose really hurting now. Miz looking to go up top. We don't see the Miz go up top very often. It'd be interesting to see what he's got in mind. Wants Ambrose to get to his feet. What is the Miz got in stand? Double axe handle. Again. Just the head of Ambrose just must be hurting. And Miz sizing him up. Could this be it? Could this be good night? The Miz skull crushing finale. Once again, and you feel that's probably going to be good night for Ambrose. Close to the ropes. Can he get his hand on it? Doesn't look like it. And the Miz has booked a spot in the US title match for Extreme Rules. That is now going to be a triple threat match. Ambrose just couldn't fight off the Miz. The Miz all fired up at being given this opportunity. Believing in himself, believing in his own hype. And he has justified it with a classic performance. Absolutely brilliant from The Miz tonight. Dominated that match. Practically from start to finish. Ambrose didn't really get much offense in. And The Miz, two skull-crushing finales it took to finish Dean Ambrose. We said he was made of stern stuff. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. And now The Miz, what an opportunity he has made for himself. And he is going to be in that triple threat match, as we've already said. It's going to be Big E, Dean Ambrose, and The Miz. And right now, heading into that match, you'd certainly have to favour The Miz as the man who is going to win the US Championship. But Extreme Rules a couple of weeks away. We'll have to wait and see what happens between now and then. Maybe a resurgence in form for Big E and Dean Ambrose. They certainly need it to fend off this man for picking up his first championship in Universe Mode. Main event time, and it's 6-man tag team action, much like last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. Paige very much impressed with what she saw on Monday Night Raw and felt like she needed to copy. Well, again, 2 men that we haven't seen that much of. They've had a few matches but haven't been brilliant. The Club we certainly know what they're about. They have a lot of tools in the locker. You know, they could be tag team champions. Certainly, SmackDown, I feel, has a much stronger tag team division than Raw. We've got the likes of the Club, the Bar, the Usos, the New Day. You know, even the Revival, who we haven't seen yet at all. They are, believe it or not, on the blue brand. But the Club, much like Dean Ambrose, as we already said, in a bit of a funk, just can't kind of find a bit of form. But one man that is in fine form is this man, our number one contender for the WWE Championship, John Cena. Of course, previously had his issues with the Club. Of course, we're talking about real life WWE. But in universe mode, they're all good guys, and the Club more than willing to lend a hand. Had their issues with the Bar, have the Club. A couple of matches so far, I believe the Bar have won on both occasions, so they'll be looking for a little bit of retribution. But it'll be interesting to see how this match pans out. A good team, these three, but I get the feeling that these three about to join us are that little bit better. Here they are then, the Bar, one of the best tag teams we have, and to be fair, two of the best individual superstars. Even if they went their separate ways, they would certainly be in, so probably, I dare say, WWE Championship contention. But they've pulled weight together, and now they are just becoming such a good team. Of course, New Day are SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but like we said, the likes of the Usos, the Bar, you know, the Club, the Revival, as we mentioned before, so the tag team division on SmackDown is so strong, and the Bar will feel like they should be at the top of it. But the New Day have been performing well. They picked up another win tonight in 8-man tag team action. Of course, Sanity, the ones that seemed to issue the challenge to the New Day, but their defeat tonight may put a stop to that. We'll have to wait and see as we wait for this man, the WWE Champion, Samoa Joe. We talked about that match already tonight, the one he had with Dean Ambrose. Samoa Joe escaped from that. He got away with that. Like, there's no question about it. But again, that's what champions do. They get away with wins that they shouldn't. They get results even when they're not performing at their best. Samoa Joe will know that he needs to do better than that if he is going to reclaim his title belt, certainly at Extreme Rules. Of course, his match with Cena for the title is an Extreme Rules match, so you'd think that would have to favour Joe. As this match begins, Anderson and Sheamus, the ones that are going to begin this match for us. As we said, the Extreme Rules match type will probably favour that of Samoa Joe. You know, Joe, he will resort to anything to get a win, and whether that has to rely on using weapons, then, you know, he'll do what he needs to, certainly. So we've talked a lot about what these six individuals have been doing, what they're certainly capable of. But, you know, there was other matches tonight, you know, that we've seen, you know, ramifications. Of course, we've already talked about the Sami Zayn, AJ Styles match and what happened before then. But then Jinder Mahal, in the next match, he joined up with Sanity to take on the New Day and Rhino and Heath Slater, who again we haven't seen much of, but a massive win for them over Sanity and Jinder Mahal. So maybe Jinder's karma coming to him a little bit, you know, attacking AJ Styles but then picking up a loss. Of course, he wasn't the one that got pinned. I believe that was Killian Dane. Kofi picking up the win for his team. Here we go. Some great tag team work by the Bar. Just look at the power of Sheamus. Cesaro flipping onto Carl Anderson. That's going to hurt. A lot of weight landing on him from a big height. but Anderson doesn't seem to be phased and getting to work on Cesaro. Yeah, what other matches we see tonight? Drew McIntyre picks up a massive win over Big E, and you got to feel, if The Miz has bought his opportunity, maybe McIntyre could do the same. He has a case. He's beaten the US champion. Maybe he will go to Paige and say, well, I've done the business. The Miz got in, why can't I? Certainly weren't expecting any additional superstars in that match. But now, of course, that is going to be a triple threat match. And as we've already said, it's probably The Miz going to be favourite. As now John Cena enters the match for the first time. And immediately kicked down to the ground. Cesaro not having any of it. These two have plenty of battles in the past. Two of the best here in WWE. As Cesaro drags him over to his corner, trying to cut the ring in half, which is always smart in tag team matches. And Cesaro, look at the strength. Just holding up Cena and landing into the uppercut. Superb from Cesaro, proving why he is one of the best. Of course, in other action tonight, we saw the team of Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, of course, two good friends outside the ring, often found together if either of them need a tag team partner, is what I was trying to say, then more often than not, they'll club together, taking on the team of Ronda Rousey and Asuka, two of our best women here on SmackDown. Ronda Rousey picking up the L tonight, but again, Asuka on the losing team, and Alexa Bliss will just feel like her case for another women's title shot is getting stronger and stronger. She's picked up a win over the women's champion, albeit much like we've said, sort of similarly with Baron Corbin, when he has been in tag team matches, he hasn't taken the L, so he doesn't feel like he's lost. But yeah, Asuka, I'm sure, won't try and shift the blame that much. Again, similarly to what The Miz did with Paige, maybe Alexa Bliss will do the same. And it's kind of bad that these superstars feel like they have to, have to try and persuade our general manager to give them opportunities. But they do have a point. Again, all these people, not necessarily the most likeable of people. The Miz, Drew McIntyre, if he decides to do it. And Alexa Bliss as well. And an interesting few seconds there, I apologise for that. But yeah, maybe Alexa Bliss will prove her case. Maybe she will have an opportunity at the women's title once again. But Ronda Rousey, let's talk about her. We haven't seen that much of her so far in Universe Mode, but when we have, she's certainly been disappointing. She hasn't picked up a win yet, I don't believe, in Universe Mode. I know she was in the opening Women's Championship match in one of our SmackDown preview episode. In the tag team match tonight, I believe there was a 6 or 8 woman tag team match a little while ago that she was in the losing team of. As we focus back on this match, shall we? And now our number one contender and our WWE champion going at it in the ring. And now Cena locks in the STF in the middle of the ring. Joe nowhere to go, but he breaks the hold pretty quickly. Elbows right to the middle of the forehead of John Cena. Now Cena just slapping away the hand, trying to get him off his feet. And Samoa Joe, well, attitude adjustment out of nothing, but the bar distracting the referee, and now Sheamus getting himself involved. Carl Anderson, as we saw there, was in the ring. Could have been a little bit quicker to help his tag team partner, but something out of nothing there from John Cena, hitting the attitude adjustment, and the champion will be weary as Gallows manages to take out Sheamus. Gallows looking for the tag, but Cena not going to be able to find him, and now Samoa Joe takes Cena to his corner and gets the tag on Cesaro. And Samoa Joe, oh no, looking for the muscle buster, and he gets it. Cesaro on the top rope, going to follow up. Oh, with a double stomp right to the middle of the chest. that could well be it. But Cesaro not opting to go for the cover, and you think after the muscle buster, that may have been a good opportunity. And again, the show of strength on Cena, dropping him from a great height right onto his knee. The wind would have been taken out of Cena for sure. And now more double team. Cena and Samoa Joe just throwing Cena across the ring. Samoa Joe, Uranagi on Cena. Is that going to be it? Is Joe rolling him over? Is he going to look for the Coquina clutch sooner rather than later? He gets the guillotine locked in. The reverse guillotine, should I say. But Cena manages to fight his way out in a spinning fist. Here we go, Samoa Joe. Is he looking for the powerbomb? I thought he might be. Just dropping Cena onto the turnbuckle. Again, from a great height. Cena just, he's going to be dazed. He's going to be winded. Just absolutely relentless offense. And this is really good from the team of Samoa Joe and the Bar. Weakening the strongest competitor of Team Cena. That is certainly for sure. Just keeping him in their half of the ring. Just punishment after punishment. And again, they will feel like, the Bar will certainly feel like they have the better of the club. Joe, I thought he was going to look for the Coquina clutch, but it looks like Cena's managed to fight out of it. Cena, is he going to look for a powerbomb? Here we go, sit down powerbomb, stays in the cover. Only a 2 count on Samoa Joe. Cena trying to fire himself up. Here we go. Is he looking for the 5 knuckle shuffle? Cena. He gets it. 5 knuckle shuffle on Samoa Joe. Goes for the cover. Is that going to be the end of it? No, Samoa Joe manages to get the shoulder up at 2. Going to take a lot more than that to put away our WWE champion. But he certainly looked on the ropes. You know, hit with an STF, hit with an attitude adjustment out of nothing. He can't take Cena lightly. But so far, you'd think Cena's doing the majority of the dog work for his team. And even then, he hasn't been too successful so far. Looked potentially for another AA, but Samoa Joe put that to rest quite quickly. And now Cena trying to get Joe in his corner. Is he going to look for a tag? He's taken a lot of punishment so far, and he does. Tags in Carl Anderson. And again, the teamwork on display has gone really well. These 6 men, all showing really good chemistry. Samoa Joe, belly to back suplex on Carl Anderson. Is he going to look for the tag? Samoa Joe, he does. Tags in Cesaro, who's arguably been the best for his team so far. Plenty of superb moves on show from Cesaro. Anderson, Thez press, shades of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just laying in with the fists on Cesaro. Taking the moment to pump to the crowd, but Cesaro not having a moment's rest with the kip up. Cesaro, sunset flip into the pin. Holds it, but only a 1 count on Carl Anderson. We see there Sheamus struggling. Again, Sheamus not a spring chicken anymore. He's getting on a bit now. He hasn't had too much to do with this match, but it's certainly taking its toll on him. His partner Cesaro, flying uppercut. That could be all. But no, Cesaro not going for the pin. And here we go, another uppercut. Is he going to go for the pin this time? European uppercut. Cesaro always uses that to devastating effect. Wasting a bit of time there, and Anderson is able to get back to his feet. Anderson now working into the corner and decides to get the big man Luke Gallows involved. We haven't seen too much of Gallows so far. And this is going to be it. Cesaro, here we go, magic killer. There it is. And Gallows going for the pin, but again, the referee distracted. Anderson can't stop Samoa Joe. And he breaks up the pin before it's even counted. Goes to the pin again. Anderson this time gets a hold of Samoa Joe, but only a 1 count. The tide may be turning in this match. A big move from the club. Now, a lovely Beal by Gallows, just tossing Cesaro across the ring. Gallows trying to pump himself up. Now just working away on the shoulder of Cesaro. Really smart, takes away the uppercut. Especially with the tape around Cesaro's shoulder, one of the weaker areas of his body. See there, Cena and Anderson on the other side. They are struggling. Maybe talking a little bit of tactics. Just stood next to each other on the apron. Oh, well, we said the Beal from Gallows was impressive. That weren't too bad from Cesaro either. Being able to Beal a man of Gallows' size. Certainly no mean feat. Pulled a sunset flip on Anderson moments ago. And now he's done the same to Gallows. Doesn't opt for the pin this time. Gallows fairly fresh in this match. And Cesaro will get the tag on Sheamus as we see Samoa Joe get to his feet. And Sheamus just showing his brute strength. It's a series of fists straight in the face of Gallows. And a big knee as well. The big man is probably dazed. Here we go, Sheamus. The trifecta of Irish Curse backbreakers incoming. He's got the second. Can he find the hat trick? He does indeed. The back taking some serious punishment of Luke Gallows. Sheamus going for the cover. No one coming to the aid of Gallows, but only a 1 count. Gallows made of pretty strong stuff. Certainly a fighter, and he's not going to give up that easily. And now again, into the corner. And more tag team work from Sheamus and Cesaro. And is he going to be looking? Bro kick. Roles reversed in this instance. But Gallows hit with a bro kick. Again, no one coming to the aid. And Gallows just about gets the shoulder up before the 3 count. Anderson and Cena placed a lot of faith in Luke Gallows there. But maybe the bro kick not as effective coming from Cesaro as opposed to Sheamus. You feel if that was Sheamus delivering that bro kick, then that probably was going to be all she wrote. Gallows looking for the chokeslam, but Cesaro putting a quick stop to that. Gallows just taking care of Sheamus, make sure he doesn't get involved. Now back in the opposite corner. What has Gallows got planned? Just going to throw the face of Cesaro into the turnbuckle. As we can see on the other side, Cena really struggling. Nice kick to the back there. And Gallows just neutralises Cesaro, no pun intended. Here we go. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the chokeslam, but a great reversal by Cesaro. And now he can retain the upper hand in this match. As he my word, what show of strength to pick Gallows up from off the ground, just deadlift a man of that size. He's going to go for all three gut-wrench suplexes in a row. This man, as well, they don't call him the Swiss Cyborg for nothing. He can't be human with the strength. You know, a man, he's not the most bulky of men. He's certainly got a cracking physique, but you know, he's not the size of Samoa Joe. But that strength on show from a man of his size is superb. Big boot from Gallows puts him down though. A fairly even match this one. I think it's been certainly a good match so far. Again, Gallows going to work on the shoulder. It could go either way. Can he get it this time? Luke Gallows on Cesaro. Chokeslam. There we go. Shades of Festus there. And Gallows not going for the pin. Getting Cesaro in the corner. And here we go, tagging in his club brother, the Good Brother. Big back body drop from the two of them. The Good Brother's always working well in tandem. Anderson would have had plenty of time to recover on the outside. He's just wondering what to do with Cesaro. Cesaro has been in the ring now for a little while, so he'll be feeling pretty tired. Anderson has to take advantage of that. Cesaro back to his feet, and a strong right hand knocks Anderson a little bit wayward. And again, Cesaro doing the smart thing. And here we go. Is it going to be the right rolls the right way round this time? Sheamus with the bro kick. And that for me is it. Anderson already looked jaded, but right in that corner. Cesaro, can he get there in time? Has Cena able to break it up? You feel if that was in their corner, then that match definitely would have been over. But thankfully, Anderson's partners weren't too far away. And he was able to escape And now Anderson firing himself up and firing into the crowd. But again, that little bit of time wasted may have cost him. Cesaro just getting his hands, wrapping Anderson up, enables Sheamus to get the knee in, knocks the wind out of Anderson. And that may be why the Bar have been able to pick up the wins over the club so far. Just the little smarts certainly give you the edge. You know, if you're willing to do anything to win, then that's always going to give you an advantage over those guys who are a bit more honest. Really strong left hand by Anderson knocks Cesaro down to the mat. And he tags in Gallows, who has looked good so far in this match. Had a nice little spell moments ago. And now big belly to belly on Sheamus. Sheamus is going to get the hot tag. No, Gallows puts a stop to that and just continues to punish. I feel this match could soon be drawing to its conclusion. Been going on for a while now. All these superstars so tired. You can see it in them just fighting with whatever they've got left. Sheamus again into the corner. Cesaro trying to get hold of another man. A lovely DDT from Gallows. I didn't think he was going to be able to stop the tag. Cesaro gets involved anyway. Told to get out of the ring by the referee and reluctantly agrees to do so. Gallows now just sizing up Sheamus. And a big backbreaker as well. Sheamus rolling out the ring. And a nice gut-wrench suplex. Managing to retake control. And just give himself a little bit of a breather. Gallows in the corner. Are they going to look for it again? They've already hit it twice. Is it going to be the third time? It is! Another brogue kick. This time Cesaro again. The one to hit it. And again, it's over in that corner. Anderson. I don't know what happened there. Whether Gallows managed to get his shoulder up or whether Anderson managed to break it up. He seemed to certainly take his time. And I thought Samoa Joe got there in time for him not to do it. But nevertheless, this match isn't over. A big headbutt by Gallows. And now Cena coming back into the match. In the corner. And again, big scissor kick. Anderson trying to get involved. A splash by Gallows as well. Good teamwork there from Gallows and Cena. Probably a good thing Gallows getting himself out of this match. He was sort of starting to look a bit weary. But again, my man of this match certainly has been Cesaro. He's been fantastic. Even when he's taken the offense, he still looks strong, still continuously fighting. They're proving why he is one of the best that we have on SmackDown. But it isn't over yet, and he's still got a lot of work to do. But a nice toss there from Cesaro. Just sat in the corner, taking his time. Gets the tag on Samoa Joe. And now, just with the chin lock on Cena, trying to wear him down. These two, it will be massive if one of these two men can get a victory over the other. Samoa Joe, is he looking for the Coquina clutch? Here we go. Cena, he's locked in. Joe's got the Coquina clutch, and you feel like this is going to be it. Cena has been tired. Is he going to fade? He's fighting. He's got nowhere to go. Only moments, you think, before he taps. But no. Joe releases the hold. I thought for sure that Cena would fade away and this match would be over. But Joe obviously feeling that he wouldn't get the job done. And now the camel clutch is locked in. But Cena manages to fight out of that one. You've got to question why Samoa Joe let go of that Coquina clutch. Cena! Hey! Again, from out of nowhere. Second time he's hit Joe with it in this match. But I think Sheamus, he will get there. Count of two. And manages to break it up. And now Carl Anderson, I do apologise, in the ring. And again, that quickness from Cena is something we haven't seen for a long time. But he can use that to his advantage. Knee breaker there from Samoa Joe. Again, if he can use that to his advantage at Extreme Rules, then he may catch Samoa Joe off guard. He's hit two attitude adjustments from out of nowhere. So he's certainly got it in his locker. We know he's got it in his locker. He's Big Match John for a reason. Reverse guillotine locked in But Carl Anderson manages to survive. But yeah, Joe needs to be wary. Good reversal there by Carl Anderson. And now into the corner. Here we go. Gets the big man involved. Is it going to be it? Magic Killer on Samoa Joe. Gallows goes for the cover. What? Ref goes for the count. Sheamus and Cesaro not helping. And that is it. Luke Gallows has pinned the WWE Champion. Absolute scenes here at SmackDown. Samoa Joe can have no excuses. He can't say that the Bar lost tonight. That is a massive win for the club. What does that do for Luke Gallows? He picked up the win. Does that put him in WWE Championship contention? I'm certainly sure that he won't want to interfere with Cena. But for the first time we see Samoa Joe has been defeated in Universe Mode, and by all people, it's the club. The club with the Magic Killer. That is what ended this match, and of all people to take the loss, Samoa Joe. I did not expect to see that. That would be a massive confidence boost for those three men. What a match this has been. Certainly, I think the best match we have seen so far on SmackDown Live. But that is going to be it for us today, folks. What an episode it's been. Of course, we've seen Miz added to the US Championship match. We've seen our WWE Champion lose his first match. What an episode it's been. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel. And news just in. Tomorrow's episode, or the next episode of Universe Mode. NXT. An NXT Championship match. The first that we will have seen of Lars Sullivan. And what a way for him to be introduced to the NXT crowd. An NXT Championship match. And he's going to take on Aleister Black. That is going to be one hell of a matchup. I hope to see you for it. As I said before, if you enjoyed today, like this episode, subscribe for more Universe Mode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.